What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome to tutorial 4. So guys, in this tutorial I'll be going to develop one more application using Python Eel and CSS JavaScript and normal HTML things. So this is actually going to be very interesting tutorials. If you see the name, I'm going to develop one app which is going to give you the live status of the coronavirus situation for the given country. So what is the objective of this thing? Let me just create a desktop application to get the live coronavirus status for the given country. So that is the objective, and we'll be going to use HTML CSS for our front end, and for backend we'll be going to use Python, and for the rest of the things, I'll be going to use matplotlib, pandas, request, and JSON library. So platform and PS util is not going to be used because actually I took it from the last tutorial. In that tutorial we developed actually on simple system utility application. There actually I used platform and PS utils. I just take copy paste from that slide, so that is why it is there. So don't worry guys, I'll just remove platform and PS util, so this is not going to be used. And for packaging this thing, definitely we need pyinstaller, but I'm not going to do the packaging in this tutorial because in the last tutorials, which was tutorial number 3, I have actually shown you guys how to package this application. So next thing, some sort of screenshot. So what I'll do now, I'll show you guys what is this actually. So guys, if you see, this is the bot actually, sorry, not the bot, this is the actual app. Okay, so in this app, what I'll do, I actually developed this app, but don't worry, I'll start again from the beginning so that you guys will be able to understand. But just for giving a demo, I'm just for the demo purpose, actually I'm doing this thing. So this is like, if I put India, so see, it is giving the data of the India and some nice looking graph, and this is the data. And if I go back again, I can do something. So let's try with some other country, USA. So this is, so guys, now you'll be going to ask me how it is actually getting generated. Definitely I'm going to some sort of API, so that API information and other thing I'll be going to talk about in the next tutorial. But just to set up the expectation, just to give the kind of understanding what is actually going to happen in this tutorial, I'm actually doing this thing. Okay, so let's do one more thing. For example, let me just type some random country name. So this is not a country name. So see, it is going to say you country not found. So this is kind of intelligent. So I have did some checkings as well. So but this is not the not very what do you say, like this is not the that from the design or performance point of view, this is not the like what you say, the optimized one. You can do lots of optimizations. So I'll definitely going to share you the code and HTML CSS template from a GitHub repository. So after that, you guys can use it as a prototype and develop this thing for further changes. For example, I can show you guys, there are so many things you guys can do. So this is how now it is coming. So you can create some sort of other background, some other label, so whatever things. But this is the high level thing, whatever we are trying to achieve. So you can definitely do some more work on this to get it in more what do you say, like more attractive or more eye-catching. Okay, so that's it guys. So we'll see you in the next tutorial, and in that tutorial we'll be going to start writing the code directly from the Visual Studio Code. So just stay tuned for this tutorial. This is going to be very awesome, exciting, and definitely it will be lengthy video because I'll be going to design this entire mockup, and after that I'll like do some sort of CSS HTML template, and after that I will do some sort of coding in the Python backend to generate this table data, and after that I'll use some pandas and matplotlib library to generate this nice looking graph, and after that we'll use definitely some JavaScripting to get the data from Python, and after that we'll try to like include those image and table data inside this thing. So it will be lots of things and video will be very lengthy. So just stay tuned for the next tutorial. I'll be going to upload the tutorial maybe today or tomorrow, but if time like permits, then I'll try to merge this tutorial with the remaining tutorials, so there will be only combined one video. So just stay tuned for the next tutorial. We'll be back very shortly. What's up guys, welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. So guys, this is the this is the kind of front end or UI of the application. So I'll be going to start developing or writing the code now. So if you can see, guys, so we need to create first this window with some sort of nice looking background. This is actually SVG background, and we need to create some uh, heading and this label and text box and the submit button, and there is another some sort of nice looking cut design. So this is very simple. So probably you guys will get some idea from this thing that how actually I'm developing this thing. So let me just open my this thing. Okay, so not sure why this is not okay, fine. So for that, actually I'll be going to use the same project directory which I used in the last tutorial, so HTML's folder. So actually I have created three different file. One is for HTML, one is for Python, and one is for CSS. So first I will try to design that UI actually. So for that let me write this thing. Okay, and why this is like HTML, let me open this. Okay, and tab, then fine, then let me write corona app. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so in body let me write hello from total technology, and it's done. So let me write the Python code. For that, actually I'll be going to use the simple template which I already shown you guys in the last tutorial in the Python. Okay, that's it. So in our case it will be corona app.html because I have created with this name corona app.html. This is fine, this is fine. Let me remove this thing. So now let's try to open this in terminal. Okay, and run this thing just to check whether eel and everything is working fine or not. Corona app.py. Okay, so let's see. So it is corona hello from total technology. It's fine, perfectly fine, it's working fine. So let me remove this thing. My internet is a bit slow, so I'm not sure. Okay, fine. So now next thing I will try to do some sort of like this thing, the style sheet and everything. So I have a style sheet called corona.css. So let me write that link css. So it will be in the same directory like here, corona.css. So what I'll do, corona.css, and also I have some bootstrap thing, so I'll also include that. Okay, so link css, and it will be like css slash this, and after that we'll write bootstrap.css. so what is bootstrap? Probably you guys know already, but whenever I'll be going to use that, I'll show you guys. I'm just keeping this thing for the future reference. Okay, fine, that's it, everything is done. So let me just rerun this again. Fine, that's it. So now we'll try to undo this thing, remove this thing. So before that, I need to actually like link with the eel.js. Okay, so here it will be eel.js, right? And it should be in the root, so that is fine. Fine, so everything is fine, perfectly okay. So now I will try to design the body first. Okay, for body, actually now let me remove this thing. Okay, so let me just define this thing section. I just created one section. Let me give one ID to this section, and I'll give it to like head section. Okay, and I will give one class as well, just for future reference, whether if you are going to develop some sort of design from the CSS. So that is why. So now we'll write the content over here. So if you see like, let me minimize this thing. So here actually I need to write this thing, please enter the country name. So first of all I'll try to do that. So for that, let me define this h1 tag. Okay, and inside the h1 tag I will write this thing. So what I'll do, I'll just write the style. Okay, and first of all it will be like color, so it will be white floral. Okay, color will be floral white. Okay, and then we'll be going to have the font size, okay, maybe 50 pixel, okay, and after that I believe font weight and text align. So these are the thing. So font weight, it should be bolder, and let me write text align, okay, text align will be center, okay. So that's it, our this part is done. So let me write something here now. It will be like please enter the country name. Enter the country name, and probably I forgot to use please, okay. That's it. So let's run this thing again. I got this thing, but it is coming a bit small thing, so I need to reinitialize it with the size. So it would be 1024, and probably I can write 950. So let me rerun this thing again. Okay, it's a bit bigger, but if you see, I can see it, but just because our background color is white and also the font color is white, so this is not coming, but it is okay. So I need to change the background. So if you see, we have a SVG background of this thing, okay. So this thing, so I have downloaded this thing. So where it is actually, let me show you guys. So it is here actually, so I'll try to include that from the CSS, okay. So let me now design the CSS, okay. So I'll show you guys how to do that. Actually we did it in the last tutorial, but again it will be, the more you practice the more you'll get understanding. So let's write this thing. So section, why section? We have this section, so I want to include this style for this section, so that is why. So this is very simple. So background image actually, so it should be URL, and this would be svg, sorry, bg.svg. So let's run this thing now. So you guys will now able to see that something came. See, it is came, but it is like height and width is not properly like adjusted, so that is why it is like this. So I'll change it now. So first of all I will write background repeat. So I don't need background repeat. So right now if you see, the image is getting repeated. So let's run this thing. So if you see, the image will not be repeated anymore. See, the only one image, okay. So now I will write background, we'll put one background color black. I will show you why I need the background color as black, and after that maybe I can put height equals to, let's say, 800 pixel. That is fine. So let's run this thing now. See, I got this thing up to this, but I need some sort of width now, okay. So for that, let me write some sort of background size. It should be let's say 100% widthwise, and it should be, let's say, 800 pixel, okay. So let's run this thing. See, nice, it came like this, but I need to color this thing with black, so that is why it is not coming. If you see here now, this part is done until this part is done, and this part is left. So I'll do it now, okay. So we'll do it now, don't worry, okay. So let's do that part now. So for that, actually let me go back to Corona, this HTML first. So now I have to write this thing now. What do you say? After body I have to create a form, and inside the form I need to put some text label and text box, okay. So what we'll do now, I'll create a form here, okay, form, right. So right, but I don't need any action in this form. So what I'll do, I'll just keep it like this, then I'll put some label, okay. So label, I'll give a name label, it is like the country name, so that is why country, and after that I will write country name like this, okay. I'll keep it like this, and after that I'll put input, then I'll write type. It will be text. Input type will be text. Okay, and let's put some ID for this input. So definitely it will be country, like just to make sure that in the future also you guys able to understand what I actually did. So I will give a name as well, but it is not required, but just write practice so you can do some sort of designing from the CSS in the later part. I will write some placeholder as well. So I will write country name. That's it. Okay, and let's run this thing now. Let's see how it looks. So it is kind of in this way right now, but we need to do some sort of design on our form element, so then it will be fixed. So I'll do that now. Okay, so I'll do it for input, I'll do it for h1, and I do it for label. Okay, so what I will do, so let me just close this thing. I'll come here, here. So I will try to do this thing. So I'll create the form. So I will write this. So I will write text align. It should be center. Okay, and I'll give some margin top. Let's give it 50 pixel. That's it. So let's run this thing now. Let's see how our form is looks right now. So see, it came at the middle. So we are expecting this thing. So now I need to increase the like this thing, like font. I need to change the font color and the other thing. So this thing. So this sort of things will be done now. Okay, I'm just thinking how can I do this. So maybe I can change the label actually, then it will be done. So I have a label actually here. If you see, I have a label, so I need to change the label tag. Okay, so for that let me write label this. Okay, and I will write font size. I will increase the font size actually, so let me give it 20 will be fine. Okay, and let me change the color, is definitely the same thing, floral white. Okay, so let's run this thing now again. Okay, okay, see, it looks fine now, right? It looks fine. Country name is this, so I need to increase this thing now a bit. Okay, so for that thing I need to change the width actually for this thing. Okay, so how to do that actually? Let me open this thing. For input I will write like this. So in the input actually what I'll do, I'll just change the width. Okay, so let me think. Okay, I think 300 pixel will be fine. It's fine. That's it. So everything is done. So now I need to change this background color with black and one green button, right? So this is actually I developed this thing. So let me open this thing again so you guys able to understand how actually I did. Okay, so this is my local machine. From there actually I'm trying to execute. So now this part is done. So now I'll do this part, this button, this submit, this hover, and the other thing. So what I'll do now, I'll again go back here, and so this part is done. So now we'll do the remaining part, means the below part. After we finish the, we actually finish the section here, and we need to develop the remaining part, not develop the design, but whatever you can say. So let me write div. Okay, then we can write container. Why this is not coming, I'm not sure actually. Okay, this is done. So let me write class, and we'll write container. So actually this is bootstrap thing, but this is not coming. I'm not sure why. Okay, container fluid is here. Okay, and means everything will be within the screen, this division. Okay, and after that we'll put some button. Okay, So what I'll do, I will just try to change this fluid background. Okay, so for that we need to write something here actually. So class, with this class container fluid fluid, and here actually I need to select the color, background color and everything. Background, where is the background color? Background color will be black. Okay, so let me run this thing, then you guys will be able to understand what actually happened here. So what happened, I'm not sure. Okay, not sure what is happening. Okay, see, it's working. Okay, this background color actually didn't came, I'm not sure why. Maybe, who knows, I'm not sure. Maybe just let me give some time. Container fluid, I give the correct name, container fluid. Then why this is not coming? Everything is fine. Container fluid, I have given the same name here, container fluid. Fluid, everything is fine. Let's give a height actually, then let's see. Height, let's say height probably 200 pixel, and let's try to run this thing. Okay, it's fine. So I actually forgot to give the height, so that is why it is not coming. So it is coming. See, our design part is ready. Now I had to put this this green button actually. That's it. Okay, and we can do one more thing. So just because I'm going to align our button here, so I can put text align center, so our button will be in the center. Okay, so now I'll go back to here and I'll put the button actually. Okay, so then our design part is over. So we'll put button, so button this, so let me put button ID and I will put submit. Okay, and I'll put type submit button. Okay, and I will write this thing, what you say, one function. So one click, and let's give a name generate data, just because based on the country name we are going to generate some sort of data. So generate data underscore data, this is a function, and here we'll write submit. That's it. So let's see. So our button is generated, but we are actually looking for this green and hover effect. So I would like to design that part now. Okay, so let's do that part now, the design of our button. Okay, so first we will change the button color and other thing. So button, okay, so first of all we'll change the background color. Okay, background color, so we are going to give green actually. Okay, background color green. We'll give some padding, so padding will be like 15px, 20px. The last tutorial I used the same thing, so that is why I'm just doing the same thing. So I did some research how it looks good, so that is why I'm just doing this thing. So there is not much to explain, so you guys can do the same thing. So it will be bolder. Okay, and after that text align center, like I want the text should be aligned at the center, whatever we are going to write, and font size 16 pixel, and we'll give some width as well. So width, let's say 200 pixel is fine. So let me write. So that's it. Control C. Let's run this thing. Let's see how the button looks now. Okay, so button looks now, but without any hover effect. Okay, so we will do it now. Okay, so let me check. So we have a hover effect, so hover effect is still missing, so I'll do this hover effect now. Okay, so for that actually you know what we do. So it will be hover button dot hover, so it should be button dot, not button dot hover, button colon actually. Okay, and right, so we'll change the background color only. So background color will be yellow. Okay, background color will be yellow. That's it. Let's run this thing and you'll see how it looks now. See, it is getting changed. So but here something different. So if you see, it is like kind of changing on click, so and it is active, so we need to change that property as well. So I actually shown you guys in the last tutorial, so I'll be going to do that same thing again. Button colon active, like this, and after that this. So we need to write this thing now, so it will be box shadow and transform. Okay, so box shadow, so we will do some sort of shadow, so it should be 0.5 pixel and maybe golden rod. Okay, and after that you will translate, and we want this button should be moved towards y-axis, mean a bit downwards. So it will be transform, and we'll write translate. Where is translate? Translate y, and inside that we'll put, let's say, 5 pixel. That's it. Okay, so let's run this thing. So if you see, it is now simply working fine. So but in button click, nothing is happening because I haven't written this thing. Okay, so our first design part is over. So now we'll try to do the Python coding part now. Okay, so everything is done. So what we'll do now, I'll go and try to generate the data. Okay, so for that, as I told you, we need some libraries. So we need import request. Okay, let me check whether it is working or not. Okay, it's working, so means our library is there. So I will write import JSON. Why I need JSON, I'll tell you guys. We need import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Okay, matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Why this is? Then import pandas as pd. Let's, hopefully everything will be fine. So all my required libraries are there, so don't worry. So I'll start writing the code. So guys, what we are actually trying to do, so whenever if someone is okay, let me first remove everything from here. So I want to try to achieve when someone is going to write something here, so it should it should generate this thing like generate means it should generate the country's coronavirus status. So for example, I have this thing API, so I have already given this in the PowerPoint slide which you develop, so you can get this thing. So this is the API URL. So if you see, you can test this endpoint, and this thing is actually going to help you. So if you go to this URL, you can just import this thing, but in our case I don't need this thing. So it will give you this data. So what I'll do, I will just try to run this thing now. So I'll just show you guys what is happening actually here. So if I run this thing, it will completely generate the data here. Okay, so just to show you guys what is happening actually. Okay, so this is a free API, you guys can use it. So let me close this thing. See, actually all country data came here. See, let me just a bit maximize this thing. If I go upwards, all 192 countries data came here. Let me go there. See, everything is here. See, it is Asia, China, all countries data are here. So don't worry about that. So I'll show you guys now how to parse this thing. Okay, so this is the dictionary actually got, and I'll show you guys how to parse this thing. Okay, so for that actually just keep this thing here, and I'll show you guys how to write the code. Okay, so for that actually let's change this thing, and it will be some other thing, def it will be, let's say, give a name, get data, get underscore data, and we'll give a name, country name, cname. Okay, and let's return cname for the time being, and let's put our this thing here. Actually, let's cut this thing. Okay, so I think I should some problem with the indent. Actually, indentation is not properly working here. Okay, so this is this. Now after getting this, I think I want to get the country. So for example, our country is actually here, so I need to iterate through this dictionary. Okay, so how to get that? So that is the main challenge. Okay, so for getting that, I need to parse this data into JSON. Okay, so let me actually respond.txt is here. So what I'll do, I will here data equals to respond.txt, then I will write data equals to uh, okay, so we will write this thing. So I got our dictionary, and after that what we'll do, I'll just uh, try to look through this thing. Okay, so what I'll do, for I in range and the length of this dictionary, so it will be length of so if I go here, if you see, there is a list. Actually, this is actually list within that dictionary, and that actually this is a key actually, and the key value is the whole thing actually. So I want to iterate through this whole thing. So it will be length of this data. So our data also going to have one key, and that key value is response. Okay, you guys hopefully understand this thing, response. And what we'll do, I will just try to uh, I'll just try to what I say, let me just print the country. Okay, that's it. So print, so it should be like data dot response dot I dot country. So for example, if I write this thing, data dot like this response, and after that if I put 0, it will always going to mm, print the first thing. So let's just print this thing. Okay, so then you guys will be able to understand what is happening actually. So let's run this thing. So okay, I'm not sure why did I any mistake. Okay, not sure for I in. Okay, so I actually did a mistake. It should be range. So range. So that is thing. Okay, so let's run this thing again. Okay, okay, so actually what is happening, I'm not able to call this function, so that is why it is happening. So what I'll do, I'll just try to print this thing at the top actually, then it will going to help you guys to understand. Okay, so let me, okay, like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, it's fine. So let me, okay, let's run this thing again. So hopefully this will print the first thing now. See, I only got the China data, but if I change it to some other, so I will get the next country data again. See, I got the Italy data. So if I change it to 1 now, 1 plus this country, because within that value I have this like this thing, country, so it will print Italy always. See, always Italy. So what I am going to do, I am actually going to match this value with the user input. So user is going to be input, and that input will be passed inside this function. So I'll be going to do that actually. So what I'll do now, uh, if, so it will be kind of let me just what I'll do, let me just write a variable over here. Okay, so give a name x, and x is going to be this one, right? Response data dot response I dot country, right? So let me just define this thing here, and after that I'll be going to compare this x, okay, with x dot what is happening, x dot lower. I'm not sure why this like these things are not working in Python. So it should be equals to, and it will be compared with cname dot, again the lower is not working. Okay, if this is matched, then it will go inside the loop, means whatever country we like put, it is actually found. Okay, and so after that, if you compare this thing now, so what I'll do, let me remove this thing, uh, okay, and just run this thing again actually, and we'll put a break after first, so that we should not waste much time. So what are the things actually there, we'll try to understand. Okay, what happened here? Okay, so let me write something, print, because I initiated the if block, when after that I didn't do anything, so that is what is showing indentation error. So it is normal. So if I run this thing, see I got something. So now see I got the country data. So what I'll do, I can write something like this, okay, population, like active, recovered, deaths, test. So all this thing I can write. Okay, so let me do something. Okay, so what we'll do now, I need like total cases first. So the total will be inside where actually, so it will be uh, inside that we will be having one more like key value case, and case is also going to be kind of a dictionary, and in that dictionary the key value is actually active, critical, total. So I'll get this thing from there. So how to do this thing, so I will write total is going to be let me write this thing I, so it will be like, okay, I, and I don't need the country just because I already know the country name. So what I'll do, I just write this case, okay, cases, okay, okay, and after cases I need to again parse for this total. So I'll write this key value again, total. Okay, so this will give me the total number of cases. Okay, next thing I will get the active cases. So active cases I will get it from where, uh, new active, from this active thing. Okay, so what I'll do, I will just copy this thing, I'll put it here, I'll change it with active, I'll change it with active. Okay, next thing I will check recovered. So recovered also same thing, but only these two things will be going to be changed. So it will be recovered, ROCVRED, and here also it will be RECOVRED. See, I got active, I got recovered, I got total, and I will need the critical. So critical is also going to be the same thing. Okay, so let's give critical critical, and it should be same thing critical. So fourth thing is done. So now in respect to this new cases, I'll be going to do that. So that will be here actually. Okay, so what I'll do, new sorry, new, and there are chances that there is no new case, but we can delete later actually. Okay, so I will make it new. Okay, and this is actually new case, so that's it. So probably we can start doing our main thing now. Okay, so I'm just thinking what else is pending now. Everything is done, everything is done. So probably the death. So for death actually, in place of case, we'll write death actually, right? So we will do that as well. Okay, so for that actually, let's uh, total deaths, new deaths. So there will be two things. So I'll write total deaths, and I will write deaths, and I will write new deaths, and it will be write deaths, just because here it was case and here it will be death. So I will write DEA and inside the death I will write total for this thing, and I will write new for this thing. So that's, but there is something, the plus is coming, so I need to change this plus, or else it will not be like integer, it will be like string. So I need to replace that actually. So for that I'm just thinking how to do that, but let's try to just change this thing first. Okay, so if then I will change new equals to new dot replace. So if there is plus, we will replace this with nothing, and after that I will change it to integer. Okay, like this. Okay, and if it is actually none, so maybe sometime there is no new case. So in that case, what is going to happen, if I got this thing here, so try catch block, and if there is any exception, then probably we'll write new equals to 0. That's it. Okay, and the same thing is going to happen for this thing as well. Try, because the plus is not going to be like treated as integer value, so we will try to do this thing. So new death is going to be like this, and after that we'll put new underscore deaths equals to integer, and inside that we'll put new deaths dot replace, and inside that we'll put plus, and after that we'll write this. Okay, fine. And same thing, if we got any exception, so what we'll write, new exception means if there is none. If it is none, then definitely not able to replace this thing, so that is why I just put this thing, so it should be 0. Okay, so all everything is done now. So what I'll do, I'll just try to create a dictionary with everything now. Let's create a dictionary, blank dictionary actually, and after that I will try to like append this thing. What happened? Oh, okay, fine. So it should be data, whatever thing we did in the last tutorial. I'll be going to repeat the same thing. We'll be going to update the dictionary, and after that I'll be calling this thing the JavaScript function. So now I will write like total total cases, and it should be coming from total attribute, right? Hopefully you guys understand this thing, right? So let me write total this thing. Okay, so let me just copy paste this thing a bit. So now next thing will be active cases. So I will just change this thing. So active will be come from the attribute, variable active. The next thing is that recovered cases, and it will come from recovered, recovered, means this is recovered, recovered. This is actually came here. So let me write the more thing, the critical cases. So critical, critical. So it will be coming from the variable critical. Okay. So it should be, sorry. And next thing will be new cases. And same thing, it will come from the attribute, variable new, right? So until this part, everything is fine. So what I'll do, I'll just try to uh, I will just try to do the remaining things, like for the death and other things. So there will be two more things. So total death, and it will be new death. So it should be total deaths, and it should be new death. So that's it, guys. So I believe everything is fine. So what I'll do, just before I uh, return this thing, I'll just try to print the data, and once this is done, I think I can return this thing, like definitely here I'll try to return this thing. Okay, return data, and I'll put this thing in the bracket, and if you're not able to return anything from here, I'll just write that the country not found, country not found. Okay, that's it. But it is only going to return the data, the plotting is not there. So now I have to write this thing here. So what I'll do, I'll just try to remove this part, because this part is not this part. This part actually not going to be used anymore. Okay, so this thing. So guys, this thing, that API URL and everything, you will get it from this URL. I have already posted that URL. Sorry guys, I actually posted this URL in the PowerPoint slide, which I'll be going to upload, so you can get everything from this URL. So this is a public credential, you can use it freely, but don't try to abuse. The more you abuse, they will actually stop the service. So try to use it like wisely. Okay, so let me execute this thing, that I should not receive any error. Fine. So now I'll try to like whenever it is going to enter something, I should and after that, if it is clicking something, it is get this value, it is it should call this function. So that part I'll be going to write now. Okay, so on click generate data is done. So now we're going to write this thing. So it should be script, and inside that I'll be going to write the script. So it will be like function generate data, right? And it will be like this. Okay, so I'm just thinking, just give me some time, I'm just getting a call, guys. So guys, next thing I will try to check whether it is actually what do you say, like sending this some value or not. Sending means it is actually inputting some value or not. If there is no value, it will alert that please enter the country name, and if there is some value, it will do something. So what I'll do now, first of all, I will try to create an attribute var let's say country underscore name equals to document dot get element by id. Okay, so actually id is actually country, the text thing. So I will write COUNTI country and dot value, it will be dot value. Okay, and then it will check the value is blank or not, what happened. And after that I'll write this. Okay, then it will check if country name equals to blank. Okay, then it will write what do you say, like it will generate an alert. Okay, so let me write alert, please enter the country name. Okay, and else, in the else part actually I will write the code. Okay, so that's it. So else if there is some country value, so let me bracket this and we'll alert something input, just to check whether our button and everything is working fine or not from eel. Okay, or maybe we can write something, we'll just write the country name here. Okay, so it will be more convenient to check. Okay, first without clicking anything, just check this thing. So it is sent, please enter the country name, and now I'll write some country name, India. Okay, so let's check whether I'll be getting the India in the alert. So I got this thing, so everything is fine, looks fine. So now I'll try to do this thing. Okay, so now first thing first, I will call this function, the Python function. So I'll write corona underscore data, and this should be it will be return value of this function. So it will be eel dot get underscore data, and data will be called with this country name. Okay, so country name, right, are we going to call. But if you remember guys, in the last tutorial, so this is going to be async function, and here I have to use await. Okay, right, so everything is done. So now it will check first whether the country I entered is found or not, cause if the country is not found, it is going to alert that. Okay, so we'll simply write that. Okay, so if corona data equals to, so found, then I'll just alert, simply alert that that please enter the correct value, please enter the correct country name. Okay, and inside that there will be one more else condition, and inside that else we'll be going to write our actual logic. Okay, and this will be within the bracket. Okay, and that will be alert, and we'll write this corona data. Okay, so corona data. So what I'll do, I'll just change the return to, let's say something all okay, so that I just want to check, I will give a correct country name and I should get this all okay, and after that I will like to alert this thing. Okay, so let me run this thing. So see, first of all, I'll just going to give nothing, so it will let enter the country name. Now I'll write invalid country name, so ABC, so it should say that please enter the correct country name. It is saying localhost, something is problematic, function localhost, I'm not sure, some error actually. So we'll change this thing. So here also it is some problem. Okay, where is the problem? I'll show you guys. There is some problem in our function call. So function call, I write eel await, and here should be one extra like this without anything. So if you guys remember, I did this thing, so I just forgot to put this thing. Okay, so now we'll check this thing. So without anything, so without invalid country name ABC, so please enter the correct country name. So now we'll write India. So if I write India, so India will be found, and after that it should return with all okay. You see, it's all okay. Why all okay? So when I call this function with the country name, what do you say? I did. Okay, actually I mistakenly I put county, but again I put it county, so that's good. I just copy paste, so it's fine. So what I'll do, I'll just change this thing COUNTRY, and I'll put it here as well, COUNTRY. Okay, so what I did here, I'll just calling this function, this Python function with the country name, and after that it is getting checked over here. The moment it found, it will be it actually generated everything, and after that it's returning this all okay. But now I don't want all okay, I just want this data to be printed over here. Okay, so for that thing we need to do some sort of modification in our this thing. So here actually we're going to write the actual code. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll just try. Actually, we are getting this in the form of dictionary. So after that, we need to actually like create this thing. So first of all, I need to remove this thing. For example, now our head element contains this thing. For why head element contains this thing, let me just remove everything. So inside the head element, we have written one form and one label, right? I want to remove that first. So first thing I need to do. So document.get what is happening. Sometime my Visual Studio ID is document.get element by ID. So ID will be head. Why head? I have written here head. Okay, right? So that is why I told you guys just to give some sort of ID. Okay, head, and it should be value or inner HTML. Sorry, it will be inner HTML. So I'll be going to create the inner HTML blank. So there should not be any value. Okay, and after that I'll just try to put some sort of button. Okay, so that button part will be like done at the later part. So I will just going to create one what do you say, like one element with head. Okay, so I'm just try to write something. Okay, so what I will write now, so let's where head. So head is there, so get element by ID head. So I'll write this thing here. So I'll tell you guys why I'm doing this thing, and inside that head I will write one h1 tag. So h1 tag, what it is going to do, it will create a headline. So it will be var p, the last thing whatever did in our last tutorial, we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so it should be document dot create element, and I'll be going to create one h1 tag. Okay, and inside that h1 tag I'll be going to write our heading, and heading means it will be written that result generated for this country, something like that. Okay, okay, so now var t equals to it will be document dot create text node, and inside that I'll be write. So I'll be write uh, generated results for this country. So this will be like this, guys. So I'll be going to write this thing. Okay. Okay, so I will write some heading here, like generated results for country name. So generated results for, and after that probably let's give a space, and after that I'll write country name. Okay, this thing, and after that I'll be going to like append this thing to this head. Actually head is our parent thing. Okay, so it should be no, first this will be like p will be going to append this thing, the t. So p dot append child will be t, means in the h1 tag I'll be going to add this thing, and after that this head will be going to head dot append child is going to be add this p thing. Okay, that's it. So one like part is completed. Okay, but if you do this thing, I am not sure what is going to happen, but we can do something. Let's see. Means maybe we did some mistake, but let's try this thing first. It's some proper country value. Okay, generated results for India. See, I got this thing, but this India should be in capital, so I need to change that to uppercase here. So it should be 2, and it should be upper upper, and it should be case. Okay, that's it. But it should be like written in what do you say, the in the white font, and it should be at the what do you say, at the middle. So I need to change this thing now. So let me just come to here, then font size should be same thing. Font size, I'm just thinking what will be the font size. Maybe 50 is fine, or 20. I mean 20 will be fine, 50 will be much more bigger. Then color, I think same thing, floral white, and I think it should be aligned center. So text align should be center. So that's it. Let's run this thing again. And if you say all the data are coming correctly, so let me India generated results for India. It's perfectly okay. So now I need to generate the table first. Okay, the same thing I'll be going to approach for this tutorial, whatever I did in the last tutorial. Okay, we'll create some table. Okay. Okay, so for that thing, let me just come back to here. Okay, and let me just var I equals to 0. Okay, 0 like this. Okay, and after that what I'll do, I'll just try to create the table first. So let's define one variable, and it will be actually object of the HTML element. Okay, so it should be document dot create element. Where is that create? Okay, so I should write table. Okay, it's there. Okay, table is created there, and we'll write a table like attribute, and we'll set some attribute. Table dot set attributes. We'll write some sort of class for the table. So it should be class, and class attribute will be let's say center. Okay, so I want this table should be centered. Okay, right, and we'll now define this thing for loop. Okay, so it should be like last time, whatever we did, the same thing I'll be going to do. So it should be constant, and it should be some key and value. Okay, and of object, and the object means the entry, like object entries, and inside that what will be our thing, it will be our corona data, right? And let me just create this thing. That's it. And inside that I will add the row and column. Okay, so var row is going to be we're going to add row, so it will be added like in the first position, the the index is 0, so table dot insert row, and it should be I, and after that we need to add the value for this thing. So var cell 1 is going to be row dot insert cell 1, just because we have two cell, so it should be 0 actually. And let me, so our case will be like every row should contain two columns, so that is why this thing 0 and 1, so it should be shell 2. Now I'll give some value to our row and thing. So what is going to happen? So cell 1 dot this thing, cell 1 dot inner html is going to be key actually. So I'll put semicolon here, I'll put semicolon here, I'll put semicolon here, just because I sometimes forgets, like Python way of writing code. And it should be value. Okay, so that's it. This thing is done. So after that I'll be going to like add this thing, means our parent tag. So parent tag is head dot append child, and we'll put the table, one more semicolon, and after that I'll just increase the value of I equals to I plus 1. Why I equals to I plus 1? So whenever a new dictionary elements come, it will be, the next row will be appended in the next, as a next row. Okay, so that is why this thing. Okay, so I believe this part is done perfectly. Okay, so let me write and check this thing whether it is actually generating the data or not. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just check what is it is returning, return data. So let me just check this thing, just give a try. Let's write with India. So data is not coming, I am not sure why. Okay, but what we do, we can check this thing here actually what is happening. So before printing the data, actually it is printing everything for India. New dates, everything is fine. Okay, I didn't receive any error as well, but data is not coming. That is strange actually. That we need to check why the data is not coming. Class center. Okay, we created the table is here, table is actually added to this thing. Okay, everything is fine, but data is not generated. That is strange. Table document dot create element table for constant key and value of object entries corona data. Corona data is as well here. Then we are actually doing this thing. Okay, everything is fine. Where row is this, row dot this. Okay, this, everything is fine, looks fine. Okay, so until this part is everything fine, but here some problem. Need to check actually why this data is not coming. Table. Okay, I actually forgot to give this thing in the CSS. Maybe that is the reason. So hopefully we can fix this thing, but we'll see. Okay, so what I'll do, I will just put this thing now. Okay, so it should be table dot center, right? So let me write width equals to 500 pixel. Okay, and after that uh, margin left auto, margin left auto, margin sorry, margin right, it should be margin right should be auto. Okay, this is done. Oh, and let me write some color, so it should be able to write this thing. Okay, hopefully this should work now, but I'm not sure, but let's see. So it is getting the data, there is no problem, but why this is not printing, that is the main thing. Okay, it is fine because of our CSS thing, it was not coming. So now it is coming. So see, it's perfectly okay, data is coming nicely. So now I want to give it some sort of nice looking border and other things. So for that, let's do something. Okay, so let's do the remaining thing now. For that actually, let's give a background color of let's say black. Okay, I think this is fine, and border color red. Okay, and the table data td is created by default, so we should change this thing. So we'll put border, let's say 1px, and it should be solid and red. So let's run this thing. Hopefully it should be okay now. Okay, it looks fine. Let's try with some other country. Let's try with Germany. Okay, so this is the Germany's data. Okay, so looks fine, everything is fine, so we are getting the data perfectly okay. So that's it. So our first part is done. So now we want to like generate the graph actually. So if I just came to my local machine actually, so this is my actual thing. So I'll just came to local machine and I'll show you guys how actually the graph is getting generated. So if I see here, I want this graph as well now. Okay, so how to do that? So that part I'll be doing now. Okay, so let's start writing the code for graph actually, and for that actually we need pandas and matplotlib library. So simple thing is pending now. So let me open my this thing. Okay, so here actually I have to write down the code now. Okay, so let's define one data frame variable. So df, and just because we have already imported pandas with pd, so it will be pd dot data. I'm not sure why my Python IntelliSense is not coming. Data, it should be data frame dot, it should be from dict, maybe from strange, like this Python things are not coming from dict, and inside that I will write this thing. So what I'll do, data, okay, I'll write this thing, and the orientation will be index, means the dictionary orientation, like the data frame index orientation, and after that the columns, what I need the columns as. So I should write like this, something like all categories. Why I write all categories? So I can show you. See, it is all categories, so that is why. Okay, so let me go there. All categories, this is done. So our data frame is ready, and now we'll write down the figure. So it should be, let's define the size of the figure object. So it should be plt dot figure, and after that I will write. So guys, probably I will make some mistake because the IntelliSense is not working, but I will try to do it. So it should be 20,10. There's a figure size. Okay, and after that we'll write down the style. Okay, so it will be plt dot style dot use, and let me write that dark underscore background. Okay, so why dark background? I need the black color. Okay, so then I will write the plot now. Okay, so for that actually I need to do this thing, what do you say, like I created a data frame here, so now I'll write this thing. So df, and after that it will be like same thing, all categories, right? dot plot. Okay, nothing is coming, and I need the bar chart actually, so I will write bar. So hopefully you guys know this thing from our matplotlib series. If someone is new to our channel, please go ahead and watch our matplotlib series. So I'll put some list for the color actually. So I'll put so many colors now. So it should be red, blue, green, yellow, whatever you want you can put. Red, blue, yellow, orange, and white, green. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let me give one more color, maybe just thinking what else I can give. I can give purple. That's it, purple color is done. So what else is pending? I can give some font size, so it should be size, let's give it to 40. Okay, it's done. So let's come back here. Okay, so I will write some x label, so plt dot x label label, and I will write all categories, and it will be with some font. Okay, uh, so actually guys, that all categories is not for that heading. Actually it will come from the heading, sorry, my mistake. So it will be for this some sort of row column name for this thing, so whether we'll be able to create this graph. So that is why I use this. So that thing will be come from here actually, categories, and we'll write some color and font size. So maybe uh, all categories, font size will be red, sorry, font size will be 50, color will be red, right? So font size is 50, color will be not sure whether it will be red. Yes, I think it is red actually. Yeah, it's red. So let me write red. And what else? I think font weight, FONTWEIGST, font weight will be like bold, right? Font weight will be bold. So I'll put some grid now. Okay, so plt dot grid, and inside that grid I'll put something like b equals to true. Okay, then which both axes I need, which, and both I need the grid color as white. So it's very difficult if you are not having intelligence enabled. So you should not remember all these things. Okay, and line style will be like this, or maybe this. And what else we can do? We can give some plt dot title and like this. So plt dot title, and after that I'll put current data of coronavirus for this given country, or maybe live data of coronavirus for, here I will write the country name is actually here. So where is the country name? It's CNAME, right? So it should be CNAME, right? I need that. Okay, so, and after that here also I need to change the color equals to blue, and font size should be 80. Okay, that's it. And after that we're just going to save this thing, or else if you're not getting any image you'll not be able to save this thing. Save fig, and we'll save it with this thing, with this folder actually. Okay, so for that actually I need to know the path actually, or else I'll be not able to save this thing. So what I'll do, let me copy path. So I'll be going to write it here actually. What happened? Okay, so it should be, just because I'm running on Windows, so I have to change this with this thing. What is this? Okay, it should be here. So it should be here like this, and after that this, and after that we'll be going to write down the like name and this thing. So it should be cname. It should be like, okay, it should be cname, and after that again cname, and after that we'll be again going to append.png. So it will be like this, and again after like this and .png. Okay, and for like for compression, like it should be adjusted within the frame, so or like window. That is why we have to use dbox underscore inches, and here I'll be going to write tigst tight. Okay, so that's it. So what will happen, I'll go and check whether with this thing, actually I got this thing with the country name.png. I should get something inside this HTML folder. So write down, sorry, not write down, let me just run this thing again. So if I run this thing, I'll get the table, and I'll be getting one india.png file inside this HTML. So let's run this thing. So it is taking time. Actually there is some error, so that is why. Okay, so unexpected. So here is I did some mistake, so that is why it is the error. LUMNS, so that should be N. So that is why I told you guys. So you must enable IntelliSense. I'm not sure why this is not working. Maybe a few more errors I did. Again, I did some more errors. So line style name equals to true, where actually this true is not defined. I'm not sure why this is saying true is not defined. Okay, again, I believe this true should be T. So let's run this thing again, this normal thing, but you must enable your IntelliSense before write down the code. Again something error, no, not error, just because it is taking some time. I got this thing, and see, I got this India. So for your guys satisfaction, let me see, I got this data as well. So let me replace this thing and again try to run this thing again from here. So let me close this thing, and I'll try to run with some other country. So let me write down this thing with USA. So I got the USA data, everything, and I see I got a PNG file for USA. See, live data for USA and all categories. All fine, perfectly okay, right? So what I will do now, few more work is pending. So what is this? So it will be dot upper, right? This, okay. So let me remove this thing. But if you do not remove this thing, it will be automatically overwrite. Okay, so now main job is to like insert this image into your HTML. So that is our main job. Okay, and how to do that? For that, actually again I have to go to our HTML and we need to do this thing. Okay, so let's go back to our HTML. Okay, so this is our HTML thing. Our main part is done, right? Our for loop part is done after this I plus I1, and after that let's define var br equals to document dot I need to actually insert one break, so that is why I'm just doing this thing. beer, and after that head, it should be head dot append child will be beer, and I need one more this thing, control C. Okay, so next thing, I would like to create one more tag with this thing, not with this thing, for image tag. Okay, so this, and I'll write it to img, and here also I'll write img, right? So our image will be inserted in here. Okay, now next thing, I'll be going to put this thing here. Okay, so img.src means what will be the image like thing. So it should be country underscore name.png. In our case, whatever country we're going to write, that will be there. So country underscore name slash dot png, not slash plus png for concatenation. Okay, and after that I'll be going to add this thing to our head. So head dot append, and it should be img, and after that I will write this thing. So that's it, done. Our whatever we are trying to achieve, everything is done and completed, done and dusted. So we'll see now. So let's see. Let's write India. Okay, so now it came, but it is not looking nice. So we need to resize everything now from our CSS thing. So we have to again go back to our CSS, and we need to fix this thing. Okay, so let's go back to our CSS, create a element, styling element for img tag, because we have created this thing for img, and here let's give some margin. Should be 0 and auto. Okay, and after that we'll put width of let me check what is our width. So our width is 1024. Let's make it a bit middle, so let's give it width of 600 pixel. Okay, this is done. So from left, maybe it should be, maybe I'm not sure. Let's give it 18%. Let's see how much middle it came. Position, absolute, what else we can give, and padding auto. That's it. I think this should be fine. Okay, so let's run this thing. Let's see. Let's give to some other country. Let's give it for Pakistan. Nice, it looks nice. Everything is fine. So that's it, guys. So now last thing, we need to change this thing to go back. So whenever someone clicks on go back, it should again give you the next page. Okay, so let's run this thing again. So what I'll do, I will just open this thing again, and I'll just try to add one more button there. Okay, so we need to actually add one more button. That's it. Okay, so where actually I'll be going to put that button? So it should be after okay, it should be here actually. Yes, it should be here. Okay, actually I need to replace that button. So let me check the button ID. So button ID submit, it should be now go back and like this. So what I'll do now, let me go here. Okay, and butt any button, and it should be document dot get element by ID. So it should be, I believe, the submit button. Yes, submit. Okay, so like this, what happened? Okay, so what will be there, like button dot inner HTML, button dot inner HTML. Let me write to like go back. So let's check this thing whether this thing is working or not, and after that we'll write down the onClick function. So let's try with maybe some other country like Brazil. They are also very much impacted. Okay, see, it got changed, and also hover is changed. So we got the data for Brazil, everything is fine. Okay, so let's now write down this thing, like this go back things now. So what will be there? So it should be button. Our HTML object element is this button, so it should be like on click. So button dot like on click. So on click, and we should write this function. Okay, we should write the function, and function should be like this way, and after that we'll just put this thing. So what is going to happen when someone click this thing? It should automatically open the home page, which is corona.html. So it should be window dot location dot replace, and the same thing, corona app dot html. That's it, guys. Okay, okay, so let's check this thing again. Let's write down with some other country, Italy. Okay, I didn't get any data for Italy. That is strange, but it got changed. Why I didn't get any data for Italy? Okay, so everything is fine, but I'm not sure why why the datas are not coming for Italy. Okay, strange. Not sure. Let me rerun this thing again. Let me run it for India. Okay. I am not sure what is happening here. Okay, actually the thing is that I'm not sure. Okay, let me just change it to, I actually by mistake I put this thing. Okay, so let me, okay, let me write down this thing. Okay, it's fine, it's go back. Let me click on go back, so it is loading the page. So let's run for another country, Germany. So due to spelling mistake it was happening, so let's go back, it's fine. Let's try with Italy. Last time it was not working, so it is also working. So if you see, Italy was actually majorly impacted last time, but now their recovery rate is very high. So all is good now. So one more time, go back and do it for our neighbor country. Okay, fine, that's it, perfect. So that's it, guys. What I'll do, I'll just try to like explain this thing one more time. So what is happening? So for that, actually, let me write down this thing and open this thing. So what is happening? So HTML and other things I have already explained and designed. So whenever you are going to enter some country value, so what is happened? For that, actually, I have written this method over here, generate data. So this generate data method, generate data function will be called. Okay. This is the function, generate data. Actually, this is an async function so that it can get some data from another function. And inside that function, I'm actually calling this get data function, which is written in Python. And that get data function is doing what? Actually, this get data function is generating the dictionary for every country. And for that, actually, I'll be using this thing so you guys can get the idea from this URL. And don't worry, I already updated the slide, which actually for this actually I created a separate tutorial, but I'll be merge this to two tutorial in a single video so that you guys will get much help. So, and after that, whenever it is able to get the country name, it will display the content here. If not, it will ask you that your country name is invalid. So that's it, guys. Very simple tutorial, but very effective. So now you know how to interact with Python from your JavaScript and how to interact with your JavaScript from your Python. Means Python can connect to your JavaScript and JavaScript can connect to Python, and you can get the power of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and Python together to create nice looking, amazing UI. So from UI point of view, I'm not a very good designer, but again, I'm just trying my best to do this off top things. So maybe in the next tutorial we'll try to create one more application. So whatever application I'll be going to create, all are effective and utility application you can use as a prototype, and you can develop so many things. So probably in the next tutorial we'll be going to create one more application, but in between, if you guys are having some sort of feedback, idea, or you want me to develop some application which you want for your project or anything for your school, college, or for your company, please write me. I'll try to include this in this tutorial. Okay, so that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video, but please write me some feedback, and if you have any doubt and question or suggestion, you can also write me. I'll always there to help you, but try to do some sort of practice in between. If you need any help, you can also write me. So once again, have a nice day. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, happy learning, and have a nice day.